But I have the same concern and question that a lot of people do. And look, I think the president
This is not a hoax, in other words.
Oh, it's not a hoax. Of course not. I mean, they're real victims.
So now that Donald Trump has floated the idea of pardoning Ghislaine Maxwell multiple times, he's not only is he not ruling it out, he's making it palatable for the MAGA base by saying, well, I'm allowed to do it. As though that's the meter, that's the mark, that's what we should be looking for, is whether he's allowed to do it. You're allowed, Donald Trump, to poop your pants behind the Resolute desk in the Oval Office. You're allowed to do it, but it doesn't mean you should, brother. Watch Mike Johnson on with Kristen Welker on Meet the Press yesterday, being pressed about what his personal opinion is about whether Donald Trump should pardon disgraced, vile, or evil, as Mike Johnson has put it. And I'm going to play that at the end here. Evil Ghislaine Maxwell. Should she be pardoned by Donald Trump? In his answer, one, you're being asked as an American, as someone who's intelligent, ostensibly, someone with an opinion about politics and about the condition of the Democratic Republic in which we live. He's not asking whether you would pardon as president. He's just asking, what's your opinion on it? And he can't get out of his own way and his worshipful attitude to the dear leader. Watch this.
Well, listen, this week, President Trump didn't rule out a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell. Of course, that's one of the big questions looming over all of this. So let me put this to you, Mr. Speaker. Would you support a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell, a convicted sex trafficker?
Well, I mean, obviously that's a decision of the president. He said he had not adequately considered that. I won't get in front of him. That's not my lane. My lane is to help direct and control the House of Representatives and to use every tool within our arsenal to get to the truth. I'm going to say this as clearly and plainly and repeatedly as I can over and over. We are for maximum disclosure. We want all transparency. I trust the American people. I and the House Republicans believe that they should have all this information to be able to determine what they will. But we have to protect the innocent. And that's the only safeguard here that we've got to be diligent about, and I'm insistent upon doing so.
Well, I guess my question is, are you open to a pardon or commutation? I mean, Mr. Speaker, the victims referred to Maxwell as Epstein's right-hand woman. Here's what one victim who testified under a pseudonym told the court at sentencing, quote, "The many acts that were perpetrated on me by Epstein, including rape, strangulation, and sexual assault, were never consensual and would not have occurred had it not been for the cunning and premeditated role Ghislaine Maxwell played." Is that someone deserving of a pardon or commutation in any circumstance, Mr. Speaker?
If you're asking my opinion, I think 20 years was a pittance. I think she should have a life sentence at least. I mean, think of all these unspeakable crimes, and as you noted earlier, probably 1,000 victims. I mean, you know, it's hard to put into words how evil this was, and that she orchestrated it and was a big part of it. At least under the criminal sanction, I think is an unforgivable thing. So, again, not my decision, but I have great pause about that, as any reasonable person would.
She's not asking if you would pardon. She's not asking if Ghislaine Maxwell is going to be getting a pardon from the Speaker of the House of Representatives, because no such thing exists, Mike Johnson. You beady-eyed little weasel liar. Oh, that's a decision of the president. That's not my lane. My lane is to cover for the dear leader. My lane is to when I'm not sharing my porn consumption with my son, my accountability buddy, I'm covering for the dear leader. This was yesterday. Donald Trump was just asked about this hours ago while sitting in his little chair in Scotland, and this was his response to whether or not he should pardon. Spoiler alert, it's that he's allowed to.
Completely rule out a pardon for Ghislaine Maxwell when you landed. Is that something you would ever consider, and why?
Pardon for who?
For Ghislaine Maxwell.
Well, I'm allowed to give her a pardon, but nobody's approached me with it. Nobody's asked me about it. It's in the news about that aspect of it, but right now it would be inappropriate to talk about it. So,
Again, nobody's asking whether you're allowed to. That's not the argument or a discussion point or an answer, for that matter, of an adult. I'm allowed to do it. I guess we should all do things we're allowed to do, according to the President of the United States, who consorted with infamous child abusers, writing them birthday notes in their little birthday books. And what's interesting about this is Mike Johnson, last week, Thursday or Friday, he sat down with Major Garrett, and he categorized the crimes of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell as evil. And that means something when you're Mike Johnson, when you've referred to yourself, compared yourself to Moses. Evil means something when you have deeply held Christian religious convictions. Praise, right? It means something. So here is Mike Johnson describing the crimes of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell, the same crimes that now he's saying, well, that's not my lane. I don't have an opinion about whether they should be pardoned. When just last week he was talking about, we want everybody who was involved in any way with the Epstein evils to be brought to justice as quickly as possible. Is a pardon from the president, is that justice, Mike Johnson?
And the allegations are so dastardly. I mean, just evil acts. The people deserve to know, and so that's why they're pressing for it.
And to the point, when the Trump Justice Department said there were more than 1,000 victims, for people who knew this case very, very well, did a lot of investigative work on it, that number surprised them. High number.
Yeah.
Meaning that, to their minds, investigative reporters and others, there have to be accomplices, uncharged accomplices, and that aspect of justice is still missing.
Yes, and it's of great concern to us. I mean, we want full transparency. We want everybody who is involved in any way with the Epstein evils, let's call it what it was, to be brought to justice as quickly as possible. We want the full weight of the law on their heads.
But when the Justice Department said in that same two-page memo, there's no reason to pursue further prosecutions, many said, how can those two things be properly aligned?
These are good questions. I don't know. I've never seen the Epstein evidence. It wasn't in my lane. But I have the same concern and question that a lot of people do. And look, I think the president
This is not a hoax, in other words.
Oh, it's not a hoax. Of course not. I mean, there are real victims here. But that's part of the delicate, the balance that's being done here is, I tried to explain in my press conference this week, man, we want full disclosure. If I had these things in my possession, I would have put them out a long time ago. But I would also have been very careful to protect the innocent.
One, if you want everyone to be delivered justice who was involved in the crimes of Epstein and Maxwell, Mike Johnson, you'll want Donald Trump also brought to justice, because his name is rife throughout those files. His name is found so many times that he needed 1,000 FBI employees to scour them to find out how many and where they were named. And it's only since he got that information in May that they've been reversing course on releasing the Epstein files. So if you listen to Mike Johnson, not my lane when it's directly related to Donald Trump, but when it's not directly questioned about Donald Trump, then he's got all kinds of opinions. It's his lane to talk about justice and evil and all of this, unless it's a question that's adjacent to Donald Trump's involvement. Then I don't, oh God, holy gee, shucks, I don't know, right? What do you think? I invite you to this conversation. You can click below in the comments and comment below. That'll help the algorithm to share this content with new possible subscribers, and I would appreciate that very much. If you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. Some people think they're subscribed because they watch me all the time, and then they click and they realize, oh shit, not subscribed. So correct that if that is the situation. I would appreciate it very much. You could also click the join button below, and for $2 a month, help me produce this content, reaching the millions of people that I do every month. We're trying to grow this operation into something that is, one, less likely to, less able to be messed with by the Trump administration, but also we're trying to reach as many people as possible leading into the midterms with truth and real information that people can count on. and you can help with that effort, I would appreciate it very much. You can also go to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast if I haven't already said it. And I'm on social media just about everywhere at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there. Be genuine. Take care of one another.